One. Good to go.
What's going on, guys? Cab Burglar here, cronies. I'm not sure how good a week we had last week in NFL week 2, and I think it was college week 3. But we're back. We basically say it how it is: win, lose, however we do, we're gonna tell you how we did. So, um, we're gonna get right into week 3 of the NFL, and I think it's week 4 of college. Um, Sal, why don't you hit us with your picks?
All right, cool. College, I'm going with Tennessee at Oklahoma, -7. Tennessee's been killing. Oklahoma hasn't been that impressive. I know it's in Oklahoma, but I'm still going with Tennessee to cover that 7 points. For my NFL pick, I liked a lot of NFL games this week. I really liked Houston at Minnesota, but my best pick is going to be the Bears at the Colts. I like the Colts -1. The Bears have been trash. They'll keep it close. They're tough and feisty, but I don't see them beating Indianapolis and Indy. Uh, Colts -1. That's my pick.
Hitman, hit me. I know you had a great week last week. I know you've been doing really good in the NFL, but what are you liking this week in college, and what are you liking this week in the NFL?
All right, cronies, here it is. My college picks for this week. I like Cincinnati at Cincinnati -5 versus Houston. Lock it and load it. I also like Ohio State
I
at
just grabbed it. I'm loading it.
-39.5 versus Marshall. Uh, Marshall lost last week to Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech scored 31. Marshall scored 14. I think Ohio State scores a lot more, and doesn't allow Marshall to score 14. So I'm taking Ohio State. NFL, I'm going with the Saints at New Orleans against the Eagles. The Eagles haven't been showing me much. I know they've got talent, but man, they're not utilizing it very well. Saints -1.5. I also like Raiders at the Raider or at Vegas against the Panthers. Panthers absolutely suck. -5.5. Raiders, take it. Those are my 4 picks. Cronies, book it. Congratulations on your winnings.
Cash money. What you got going this week for the NFL, and what you got going for college?
Well, Bert had his week last week, so this week he's really due for a down week. So I'm going right against him. I'm going Marshall +39.5 against OSU. Really nothing behind it besides it's just a really high line, and OSU hasn't put up a tremendous amount of points in its first couple games. And their defense is subpar from what I've seen. Kind of give some easy points away. And then I got 3 NFL picks. I like the Texans -1.5 versus the Vikings. Vikings luck's gonna run out. Sam Darnold is still Sam fucking Darnold. He's not, the next coming of Aaron Rodgers in 2015. And then I like the Cowboys money line versus Raiders. Um, Thoughts behind that one? It's the Cowboys. They will lose to the Panthers one week, and then they will beat the Ravens the next, which will make the Ravens 0-3 going into week 4. And then I love the Chiefs -5 versus the Falcons. Last night's game was pitiful to watch. Just some of the worst football I've ever seen in my entire life. I know the Chiefs are going to be without Pacheco this week, and they got some injuries across the board, but they still got that Mahomes guy at quarterback. So that's my 4 picks for this week.
All right, cronies, Cat Burglar here. I had a tough week in college football last week. Let me look at my spreadsheet here. I went 1-3, bringing my college football record to 6-12, which is lackluster. But I did real well in the NFL. I went 4-2, bringing my record to 6-3 in the NFL. I'll start with my NFL plays. Jets -6.5. I just think Aaron Rodgers and them, they're going to start clicking each game and get a little bit more success. I think the defense might not be as good as last year's defense, but I still think they're solid. So I like that. The Vikings, I said it earlier when we did the North Division, they are much better than what they're given credit for. Darnold's better. They got the best wide receiver in the league. They got a good tight end. They got a good running back. Their defense is improved. I like them this week. Texans got lucky to get by Chicago last week. So Titans money line. This is a little bit. If Willis plays, I love this game. Absolutely love it. If Love plays, I still love it, but I like it more if Willis plays. But I think Green Bay is not going to be able to do the same thing that they did last week. They're definitely going to have to throw the ball more. They're not going to. Titans defense is much better than the Colts. The Colts basically gave up, I think, over 200 yards in the first 2 weeks to both teams rushing or close to. So I don't think they're going to be able to do that against the Titans. I think this is a letdown week for Green Bay. I don't. I heard rumors today like it wasn't a charade that Love could have possibly played last week. So I think there's a better than 50% chance that he plays this week if that's true. The Panthers, I got it initially at +7 right when it came out. I love the Panthers this week. Love them. This is a perfect setup spot. Just when you think a team sucks ass as bad as the Panthers, I think they've scored 13 points in 2 weeks. That's when you take them. The Panthers are kind of falling right into what the Dolphins did. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago where the spread just is going up more and more. The Raiders had no business beating the Ravens last week. It was 13-26 in that game. And then just two late stupid plays by the Ravens really let the Raiders back in and win that game. Cardinals +3 and over 52 in that game. They're just scoring a lot of points, giving up a lot of points. I think the Cardinals are better than thought. So those are my games. I'll go really quick into college. Northern Illinois -14. Northern Illinois has got a really good offensive line. All their players are from Wisconsin, from the high school ranks. They're going to be able to ground and pound. I don't think Buffalo's great. Marshall, Ohio State over 52. I just think Ohio State's scoring about 40-something points a game. I think Marshall gets 10. And then U of L, Monroe, +44.5 against Texas. I think they can score 10 points. Maybe Texas scores 50 to 10. But those are my plays. Quite a few plays. I plan on bouncing back in the college ranks this week. And then in NFL, I'm hoping to keep it going. But the cards are looking easier each week. You're starting to see patterns. Just when you think a team's really good in the NFL, that's really when you need to go the opposite way. So it's happening almost every single week. So what do you guys think for this upcoming week? The Packer game. If Love plays, do you bring him back? I mean, I heard on Twitter this week, like I was saying, like it wasn't a charade that he could have possibly played last week.
No, he was walking out fine. He looked good, walking around, everything else. And yeah, I mean they've said it that he was very close to playing last week, very close.
Do you think he plays this week, Hitman?
I think so. Yeah,
yeah.
He's ready to go. He wants to play. He's not going to sit out.
I just wonder a little bit if they got that much money invested in him, if they just give him another week since they won last week.
I agree. If he's got any kind of ailment whatsoever, don't play him. But
yeah.
100% healthy, why not?
Yeah.
I don't know if another week does anything, benefits him or not,
Yeah. 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 I would hate for him to hurt it again.
Yeah. But I tell you what, I like Green Bay this week. I know I'm a homer, but I thought Willis managed the game really well. When he did.
I was impressed with Willis, really impressed with him.
When they allowed him to go deep the one time, he throws a really nice deep ball. So, if they let him do that a few more times, like Watson never got targeted once, last week, which is kind of a miss, but I'm sure he's looking at, just a few routes.
Well, they ran the ball so many times in a row.
Definitely.
I just think Titans 0-2 at home. It's a tough spot for Green Bay, whether they have love or not. I mean, they're going to be fighting for their lives, basically.
I agree. It's a trap game for sure.
Yeah. Sal, what are you thinking on the Pack this week?
I think they can win, but I obviously like their chances better with Love, like you said. I don't think they can do that same game plan they did against the Colts. That's the same success now that Tennessee's seen it. So I think Packers win with Love. I think they lose without him.
Caden, what are you thinking?
The Packers last year only had 7 interceptions, and they're up to 4 already this year. So the defense is showing that they're able to get takeaways. I don't know if everyone on this podcast has forgotten, but Will Levis is the quarterback for the Titans. I don't think we have a lot to worry about. Jordan Love, unequivocally, without a fucking doubt, will not play in this game. If you think otherwise, go get checked by your physician right away. Too much money is on the line with Love. And 2, if you're a Packer fan, let's see if you can get another win out of Levis. If you can get another win out of
I
Levis,
think the Hitman just went to the physician.
yeah. If
Yeah, I think the Hitman went to the physician.
Dude, someone check this guy's vitals. But no, I'm serious. If you can get another win out of this backup QB, and now you're 2-1, you're going to the Vikings, which is going to be a tough game. And I don't think we're going to beat the Vikings with either quarterback. I don't think we're beating them.
The Vikings definitely are better. Well, one, they have San Francisco's number. They beat them the last 2 years at home.
Yep.
And they're better than people thought they were at the beginning.
Say something for next week, Cash Money. Come on.
Yeah.
What was that?
And then this. After the Vikings, we got the Rams. Dude, the Rams have nobody. They are hurt everywhere. They don't have Puka. They ain't got who's the white guy? Cup. Dude, and Stafford looks like shit.
The line sucks.
But no, Jordan Love will not play this week. The Packers will win. We have the better coach. We got the better disciplined running backs. And I will tell you this. We saw the guy that I talked about when we were going over the NFC North beginning of the podcast. The USC running back, Lloyd, is a game changer. It was his first game. But you know what? He changed things. He was able to catch out of the backfield. There was a lot of times when he got the ball that he created what was looking like maybe a 1-yard gain into 6-7 yards. But no, Love will not play this week.
Here's the thing in the Packer game. And this is without Love if it doesn't happen. Hitman said it right. Willis threw a nice ball. He connected on his, but they're not going to win without him throwing the ball this week. They are not going to let Jacobs run right through them. And one, their defense is a lot better than the Colts. Colts defense, run defense is probably the worst in the league. So that's not going to happen. If Willis can throw the ball and he can complete passes, I think you're right. I just don't believe I think those passes were, for the most part, pretty safe, except the one for Dobbs down the field that Dobbs just made, a really great catch, right? But I think overall, I just think he's going to have to complete passes.
And though, I think they give him the opportunity to pass. I think he can. I think he showed that.
Well, I think the run opened up some nice passing lanes for him. If they're able to run, if they're not, I think those passing lanes will get harder, just like for any quarterback, right? But it'll be interesting. I hope Green Bay wins. If for some reason Love doesn't play and he comes back next week and they're 2-1, I don't think you could ask for much better than that.
Yep. All right, let's finish this podcast just by going over our overalls. What are we? Going into week 3 of NFL and week 4 of college football, correct?
Yep.
So Sal is 1-2 in the NFL and 3-0 in college football. Bert is 4-0 in NFL and 4-2 in college football. I am 3-4 in NFL and 2-2 in college football. And then the Cat Burglar is 7-9 in NFL.
No,
And
no, 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 no. I'm 6-3 in the NFL.
not according to the podcast.
Well, are you putting in the preseason?
No.
Yeah, we've only had 2 weeks.
You're giving like 8 picks away, dude, every week.
Yeah, like in college, not in the NFL.
This is the overalls I have.
Okay.
7-9 for NFL and 5-9 in college football. I will go over the weeks.
Yeah, maybe. Might be
And
right.
I will go over it, but at those overalls, we as a total are exactly at 15% or 50% for NFL going 15-15 and 51.8% in college football going 14-13.
Oh,
So,
for both college and okay, cool.
yep.
That's not bad. A lot of football left to be played, so
Yep, I think that's it. Sal's no longer with us. I think he had to go get checked by his physician. But I think that's a wrap for, podcast number 10.
All right.
later, guys.
Peace.
Later.